More with Less, sponsored by Cooney Lexus. Former Broncos head coach Mike Shannahan is in the news again. He told the Post's Nikki Jabvala he'd like to coach again, and he should. Have you seen some of the guys who have gotten jobs lately? Look, Shanahan has a couple of things working against him. Number one, his age. He's 62. But what NFL owners might not realize is he stays in great shape. He works out all the time, and he'd still be the first guy in the building in the morning and the last guy to leave. He's not even coaching now, but as he told Nikki, he studies more football now than he ever did. I can confirm that. I've been to his house during the week, and I see iPads all over the place rolling with coaches' tape. And I've been to his house on Sundays, on game days, and I've witnessed him watching 6 games at a time. The other stigma Shanahan is fighting is that he's perceived as a control freak, that he has to make all the decisions. And in today's NFL environment, that just doesn't fly. The days of a head coach also acting as the de facto GM, that's tough. Those are both more than full-time jobs, coaching and GMing. And a lot of the GMs being hired these days are younger. They're 30 and 40-somethings, and they don't want a 62-year-old coach with a successful track record sticking their nose in the draft room or talking to player agents or doing anything but coaching. This new breed of younger GMs, they have egos too. For instance, Shanahan probably would have been a perfect fit for the 49ers this offseason. The quarterback, Kaepernick, needs to be coached up. And who better than the guy who helped John Elway and Steve Young become Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Shanahan. The defense was already pretty good. It was a team that had been to a few NFC championship games, even a Super Bowl recently, but needed a coach who knew how to get them over the hump. Shanahan knows how to get teams over the hump. But the GM, Trent Baalke, even after meeting with Shanahan, went a different direction. Remember, Baalke is a young GM who had already butted heads with Jim Harbaugh, and you saw who won that battle of egos. It was Baalke. So the 49ers shied away from Shanahan. And the Broncos opening? Well, there was a discussion, but there was also history. Mike Shannahan and John Elway are friendly, but not as tight as they used to be. And the club president, Joe Ellis, was the guy who shoved Shanahan out the Dove Valley door in the first place. So politics got in the way of that one. Look, Shanahan doesn't need me to point out he's won 2 Super Bowls as a head coach, rarely had a losing record, won another Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, already has a better record than some coaches already in the Hall of Fame, won a division title in Washington with a raw, unrefined rookie quarterback, and really should be coaching in this league again. Maybe he needs a better agent who can tell his story for him. You know, agents can sway owners and GMs much the same way a good lawyer can sway a jury or a judge. Shanahan also told Nikki that the situation has to be right for him and the ownership. I think that means he needs to work for somebody reasonable, somebody sane, not like the guy he just worked for in Washington, Dan Snyder. So NFL owners, take heed, will you? There's a hell of a coach out there, and he should be roaming the sidelines instead of roaming the halls of his expansive house in Cherry Hills. Next off season, when there are another 6 or 7 head coaching vacancies, Shanahan ought to be filling at least one of them. And that's More with Less. Brought to you by Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. It's Colorado's #1 volume Lexus dealer, conveniently located at I-25 in Bellevue. You can view current specials. You can also view a large selection of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at CooneyLexus of GreenwoodVillage.com.